Welcome back to One Consciousness. At the end of the last video, I was talking about never dismissing anything your animals tell you, no matter how random it may seem at the time. So why did I say that? Because over the past 14 years of doing this work with them, they have coached me to listen at a very deep level with them, going from them advising clients on their own spiritual path in one-to-one sessions and readings, to them then making it very clear that our true path was in another direction. The information they give me is a big picture view of what is happening in the world, concerning the evolutionary process of how we are being guided into the new earth. To give us more understanding of the process, to help us align more easily, and to help guide us energetically in being open to the changes we need to make, and to lean into them at every opportunity, to be aware of the challenges that we all face, and to create awareness. It's a process that we are going through and not something that's able to happen overnight, despite the energy rhythms ramping up significantly this year. And for each of you, you will have your own unique experiences with your animals. Trust that, and where they are leading you, even when you can't see the way, know that they can. It is highly visible to them. We are all designed differently to integrate our own missions into the collective, but still remembering that we are all part of the one. We all have a piece of the pie and our own very valuable particular piece of the jigsaw to add to the collective ascension process. Your animals will know exactly what your own mission is and your communal mission together, and will advise you accordingly. Know that whatever information they give you, no matter how random, will always make its purpose known at the right time for you all. I'm sharing our experiences now and the information they give me because it will be relevant to many of you in some way. If not now, it will be in the future, if you are drawn to watch these videos. And the beauty of the communication at this level is sublime and always to be revered. They don't necessarily spoon feed you and give you all the answers. Well, that's my experience. Yours may be different. They give me what they deem I need to know in the moment, even if it doesn't seem relevant at the time. And that knowledge and information builds up in layers constantly. New words and phrases come in that I need to research, which leads to further information gathering and doors opening to other areas of life I haven't seen before. And I say seen, I mean that in the widest sense of the word, as it is seen and unseen information, visible and invisible to the naked eye. Invisible to the naked eye is what draws me in. That vast chasm where much of the ancient wisdom lies, should you choose to start working with it. The invisible that you cannot prove in a third-dimensional way, but every cell in your body tells you that it's correct. These are the pure gems in my experience. The whys and wherefores of that information or wisdom will make themselves known at some point in the future. The background to it will just magically appear to back it up again when the time is right. You will know it with every fibre of your being. For this week, one of my horses has offered the following information. So I'll advise you again, I'll recommend to listen to it with your heart, as always, for it needs to touch your soul to be fully understood in its meaning, when the time is right for you to understand it. You will absolutely know and be clear of its message in your heart. This will then be made known consciously to you. Spiritual divergence, she says. It's the art of knowing when to call it a day and when to expand further into more esoteric subjects, knowing that the knowledge you bring back with you will be of utmost value to the universe. You are opening a door for people to see further into the mysteries of life, further into the mysteries of their own bodies and how the rhythms connect in with the rhythms of the earth and of the sea, even when you don't live anywhere near the sea. It is of the utmost importance to connect in with it, though, as it forms the majority of the surface area of the earth, around 70%, I believe, and so where the majority of the spiritual energy emanates from. The sea urchins represent a cover under the sea that regulates the biofield in there. They place themselves strategically in the oceans all over the world. Whales are massively important, for they are leading the way and use their sonar sensors to alert the rest of the sea's inhabitants as to the current vibration in that part of the sea and what they have to be aware of and what they are defending themselves against. They harbour in together, as in they group together to bind their electromagnetics in certain strands. The vibration sounds at different levels, depending how they situate themselves. Their formations create the wave, the vibration, as in a heralding call to all the sea monsters in there. What she said she means by sea monsters is all those that are able to go into combat when required. They can all be summoned. And what happens in the rest of the water? They have elevated consciousness in there and are directing the flow of one consciousness on land. We often feel it is the other way around, but the sea is leading it. They are measuring their success in their mission by the level of water immersing on the land. Does this mean the sea will take back the land? It will do for a while, she says, to cleanse it, and then the water will release it again. The earth does need to be cleansed as we are, before ascension takes place. The actual permutations of the land and the sea are constantly evolving, and this is dependent on the level of consciousness as a total on Earth. Buildings may be inanimate, but they also have a level of consciousness. And she says, as horses, we don't mind the water in our fields, for the most part, because we understand the cleansing format of it. Abscesses, a natural cleansing method too, drain impurities out of our bodies. See the water infusing the toxins, and then these are released into the atmosphere in the whole cyclical process. My horse is renowned for her absolute focus on the statement, it is all about the circles. She's asking for more focus right now on the oceans around the world. Neptune isn't mentioned so much, but will come into absolute prominence now. Neptunian feelings. That phrase she mentioned just gave me absolute goosebumps. The ability to work with the water as consciousness. The cleansing impact on our bodies. Filtering to maintain the correct level of minerals. The omnichasm of the water. The charge it receives from a waterfall is tremendous. This cascades out into the world, not only into that location. Neptune is sextiling the new moon on January the 11th. It is asking us to trust and surrender to the currents of change. Neptune represents one consciousness and the oceans all around the world. Food for thought this week that she's given us. It may seem random, but watch as this process progresses. Why is she highlighting this information right now? You will each get your own message downloaded if you ask your guides what the relevance is for you with her message this week.